Yo, what is going on guys, Max here, and in this video I'm going to give you guys a little guide on this week's Prestige Nightfall. The strike is Savathun's song, hopefully I pronounced that right, which is the one on Titan with the large shrieker at the end, and honestly this Prestige Nightfall is not that hard at all as long as you reach the light requirements. If you're not at least 300 power level yet, I wouldn't even attempt it, but this video can definitely still help you out with the normal level 240 Nightfall, if that is still something you'd like some tips with. So the modifiers this week consist of momentum, which makes it so that the health and shield regeneration are disabled while standing still. The only way to regain your health / shield is to sprint, which really isn't that hard. You can just sit behind cover and be constantly moving. Running in circles also won't do anything. You need to actually be making some distance for the healing to take effect. And then the second modifier is anomalies, which we have had before. Basically, there's going to be these hidden blue oracles all over the strike. When you're near one of these anomalies, there will be text that reads anomaly detected on the left of your screen, so you know you're near one. I'll be showing you all known locations in this video so you don't take a bunch of time trying to find them, but basically shooting these oracles a few times and making them implode will add 30 seconds to your clock, and then of course if time runs out before the end of the strike, you lose and have to restart. So like I said, the strike overall is really easy as long as you meet the required light level for the normal or prestige, whichever one you're doing, and I'm going to give you a few tips to make your time against the Hive even easier. First off is loadouts. Me and my fire team wanted to make sure we found what worked best on every class, so we actually ran both the normal and prestige nightfalls on all our characters. So overall we ran this nightfall 6 times already. Every single time we did it on our first attempt simply because we really looked into what worked best for loadouts with the momentum modifier, and then we also looked everywhere to find every anomaly, which really added a lot of time to our clock. I personally played around with a lot of different loadouts, but I found this one personally worked best for me. I used this exact loadout on all my characters to first try the prestige nightfall 3 times in a row, so I'm pretty sure it works pretty efficiently. Basically, any rocket launcher with cluster bombs will work for your heavy, a secondary close range weapon like a submachine gun or assault rifle, and then for your primary you'll want either a scout rifle or some other kind of ranged weapon, so that way you have a weapon for close quarters combat and then also distant shots, because throughout this entire strike you'll be dealing with both those things. In the Prestige Nightfall it will lock your gears, so it's especially important you're ready for any situation in the strike if you're doing Prestige. Obviously feel free to play around with different weapons too. Running weapons you're comfortable with using is the most important thing here. Next, for your weapons, it's important you're running different element burns for your weapons for the enemy shields you'll be dealing with. The number one thing you'll run into in this strike is the knights, who have a very tanky arc shield, so if you're not using arc against these guys, they'll be pretty difficult to take down. Communicate with your team and put all of your arc weapons against these guys at the same time to team shot them and take them down quickly. Next up is the wizards. The normal wizards have solar shields, which aren't too hard to take down. If someone is running a solar subclass, a solar grenade should do it pretty easily, especially just because there's not a crazy amount of them in this strike like the knights. And then lastly, the ultra or yellow health wizards will be running the void shields. I had an arc burn mod on my secondary assault rifle for the knights and then a void burn on my rocket launcher for the wizards, but of course it is up to you guys. Now that we've got the weapons out of the way, let's go into some useful exotic armor pieces. The first is the Celestial Nighthawk, of course, for the hunters. This helmet will help out a lot in this strike if one of your hunters has it. They basically want to save their super for the big ultra or yellow health ogres that you'll encounter along the way. A single Celestial Nighthawk shot can do a ton of damage to these guys, especially on the prestige, and then of course the boss at the end as well. The second armor piece that I quickly wanted to mention was the Crest of Alpa Lupi for the Titan. I didn't have this, but my friend Jordan did. It has a unique perk on it called Survival Well that makes it so you can create an additional orb from super kills, which is nice, but the most important thing is it also creates a healing pulse when you pop a barricade, which is definitely going to come in handy for this strike because of the momentum modifier. Now for a quick view of the subclasses for Hunter, there's nothing too important here unless you're running the Celestial Nighthawk like I recommended. Then of course you'll want to take the bottom tree selected for that extra precision damage. For Titans we ran Striker, which isn't too helpful super wise, but the double pulse grenades are still insanely overpowered to anything you throw at them, especially the tanky knights and their arc shields, which is why we ran that. It's also pretty important that you have the tall barricade on for cover instead of the rally one. The rally one's not really going to come in handy too much. I think that the tall towering one is going to come in handy a lot more. And then of course for warlocks we ran Void, which again helped out with clearing those ogres thanks to the Nova bomb bomb super, and more importantly, on the bottom tree, make sure you have the Devour perk, which will make it so that when you melee an enemy, it will fully restore your health, which of course is going to help out a ton with the momentum modifier once again. And then obviously run Healing Rift. This thing paired with the Titan Towering Barricade work like a charm, so definitely communicate and use those to your advantage. So those are basically the loadouts we ran. Sorry for taking up a majority of the video with that, but honestly I feel like the loadouts are what got us through this Nightfall more than anything. The little health regeneration perks here and there are going to help out a lot more than you think. Now onto the strike itself. I'm going to show you where all the Anomaly oracles are. You're going to want to pay close attention here and make sure you get all of these, because when it comes to these Nightfall strikes, especially the prestige mode, every second really does count. If you're shooting every single one of these along the way, you'll have more than enough time to just take it slow and not rush anything. You can try to rush through things here and there, but honestly, everything melts you in this strike, especially on prestige, so it's just much smarter to just take it slow. Don't worry about the timer, just worry about clearing enemies and then shooting those anomalies and you'll do fine. So from the gameplay, you've already seen the first couple anomalies that I've shot so far. There's 3 in this room that I'm in right now and then 2 in the previous room. Make sure you get those before moving on and clearing out the ads. Once all the ads are dead in this area, go ahead and put your ghost into the door over here and he'll start the classic he hacks you defend bit. There will be quite a few ads that spawn in here now. There really isn't a whole lot of cover besides the few pillars next to the door, so this is where the Titan Wall and the Healing Rift will really come in handy if you start to get into trouble. Once all the ads are dead, the doors will open and some Thrall will run out. Be sure not to waste any grenades or heavy ammo or anything like that on them, because you'll need it for the Ogre right inside. Then after the Ogre's dead, switch to your arc weapon and take down the 2 Knights that are in there. Once both of the Knights are dead, head inside and there will be an Anomaly just above the door right there. Heading deeper inside, there will be one more Anomaly right there on the ceiling. Feel free to run past all the ads after that as well. They're pretty easy to slip right past.
The missing Guardians. Tracing his broadcast now.
Caliban, do you copy? Caliban, do you copy?
And then right before the next set of ads, there will be a pretty well hidden Anomaly right there in that room, so be sure to pick that one up. Then up ahead, be cautious because there's a lot of ads with a Wizard and a Knight and a Shrieker. Take it slow, clear the ads, and then be sure to pick up these 2 Anomalies right here, and then there's one more right above as well. Then basically just have a teammate grab the Void Orb and slam it right in front of the Shrieker to kill it. Once the Shrieker is dead, the door to the next area will open up and you can run past any remaining ads. In the next room, there will be a big pit, and before jumping down, be sure to get these 3 Anomalies. There will be one right to the right when you enter the room, and then one straight down right there, and then there will also be one straight ahead in sort of a little balcony area right there. After you finish all those 3, jump down, and there will also be a 4th one right behind the little pillar right there. Take that out, and you'll see it'll still say Anomaly detected on your screen, and that's because there is one that's kind of hidden behind a wall that will disappear later on. You're going to return to this area later. It is right there. And so don't worry about not getting that one, because you're going to return to this area. Now this next area is easily the hardest part of the strike in my opinion, just because of the amount of high health ads in here. There's at least half a dozen Knights, 2 Ultra Ogres, and a few Wizards. Be sure to get all 4 Anomalies in this area as well. 2 as soon as you enter the room right here can be shot when you enter the area. Then clear some ads, use your supers, heavy ammo, pulse grenades, all that good stuff to try to clear the area as fast as possible without being reckless and dying. Of course, if you guys die, it's going to waste a lot of time, obviously. Clear the Knights off of the right side over here, and you can pick up the 3rd Anomaly just off the edge of the balcony here. It's kind of hard to hit and kind of hard to see. That's why you need to stand on the edge to hit it, and why it's so important to clear those Knights off of there so they don't hit you off. Then up ahead, there will be one more Ultra Ogre, just like the first one. Use everything you have to take him down as quick as possible. Then pick up the 4th and final Anomaly in this area floating right there, and then that is the last Anomaly I shoot there. And then this is actually recorded on another character, but you can actually get that first Anomaly that I shot in this room right up there from this angle as well. I just wanted to show you that there were 2 angles you can actually shoot that one from. Moving on to the next room, there will be another door you have to open by shooting the purple crystals. The Anomaly will be to the left of the door you open right there, not too hard to miss. Then right outside that door, make a left, and there will be another Anomaly hiding over here into this corner right there. After that, take out some more ads, especially the knights, so they're not all in your face here. Again, be sure you are team shotting and focusing one knight at a time. You'll be able to take them down a lot faster as a team. After that, there will be one more anomaly floating up right above here. You'll see me focus in on it in here a second. Right up there, it's just floating there. Then focus in on the wizard straight ahead. AoE supers are great for taking them all out at once, as well as your rocket launchers. There's going to be a lot of other ads as well, so using your super here to spawn orbs for your teammates is a really good idea. Once they're clear though, push up. And there will be one more anomaly right under this sort of billboard sign area, whatever you want to call that, just hiding right there. Pushing up again, make sure someone is carrying that orb that was by those wizards that we just saw. They can drop it, but if it stays on the ground for too long, it will respawn, so just be wary of that. Be sure to take out that anomaly that I just did in the video there. It's just hiding in the corner. Take out the knight and then progress to take out the ogres as well. Pulse grenades, etc. are great here with the anomaly just lying out there in the middle right above where you just killed the ogres. Now, this part can be a bit tricky. Do not rush out into that open room with the shriekers or you'll be killed instantly. Take your time here, throw anything you have out in the open there to take out the ogres, and once all the ads are dead but the shriekers, one person can rush in there with the orb and slam it down, killing them, opening up the next area. Now, the reason why I'm playing this part again is because I actually missed this anomaly here. This anomaly can be very easy to miss. In fact, I never knew it was even there until our 6th and final run doing this right behind the wall where the shriekers were. There is a pretty easy to miss anomaly right there. Heading back into the room where you dropped down into earlier, there will be 2 ultra wizards here. Use your void weapons and they go down pretty easily. Then before dropping down, be sure to grab that anomaly right there from earlier that was behind the wall, then proceed down into the cursed thrall room. This is the area you want to take nice and steady, because if you rush in there with a bunch of cursed thrall, you'll likely die instantly. There's 4 anomalies down here, one just before you enter the area right there, another to the left right here, hidden in a small room. It's right in that room on the left there. You'll see me run in and it is right there. And there's going to be one just inside this doorway here above. You'll see me look at it right there. It was right there. Teammate shot it. And then the last one, 4th and final one, which is the last anomaly for the entire strike, is right behind this pillar right here, just before the boss room. And so that's the last one. So now we are in the boss room. By the time you enter, you should have at least 5 minutes, because that's usually on average how long it takes us to do the boss fight. You can see we had 6 minutes there. We had about a minute left by the time we beat it. So on average, it took us about 5 minutes to do the boss fight each time. The boss fight itself is fairly easy since there's a lot of cover in the room. Be sure you're utilizing your Titan Barricade and Healing Rift as well. The Shrieker will hide itself and spawn ads that get progressively harder each time once you do enough damage to it. It'll do this twice on each side of the room. The first time it'll spawn knights that are great for using your arc super on if you have one. The second time it closes, it'll spawn normal ogres, so they're not as tanky as the ultra ones from earlier, but they still pack a mean punch, so try not to run up to them and take them out from a distance using rocket launchers and scout rifles. After that, there will be another damage phase before he teleports up top, being protected by a shield. After that, a wizard will spawn in the middle of the room next to a void orb. Quickly take out that wizard and grab the void orb. Once you grab it, immediately drop it, because it will trigger 2 wizards to spawn on each side of the boss. Take out the wizard and any other annoying ads first before finally having someone pick up the orb and slam it in front of the Shrieker, causing it to lose its shield and teleport back to the middle of the room for the final damage phase, and that's just about it. I'll have all the boss kills from my prestige runs on each character play now, so you can see how much time we had left each time. As you can see, we only had about a minute and 30 seconds each time we did it, and that's because we actually hit every anomaly for the max amount of time, and then we also played it slow and safe, which ultimately led to us doing it first try each and every time. Anyways, guys, that is gonna have to do it for the video though. If this helped you out in any way, please make sure to leave a big fat thumbs up on this video and then share it with a friend who also might find it helpful. It would really help me out and I would appreciate it a ton. If you have any other questions about this week's Nightfall, leave them down in the comments down below and I'll be sure to reply. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Max. Peace.